श्रीं ह्रीं क्लीं ग्लौं गं गणपतये वरवरद सर्वजनं मे वशमानाय स्वाहा। ॐ साईश्वराय विद्महे सत्यदेवाय धीमहि तन्नः सर्वः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ जयन्ते मङ्गलकाले भद्रकाले कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवदात्री स्वाहा स्वादा नमोस्तुते। ॐ शांति शांति शांतेः। साईराम लेन।
Sairam Sharma, and thank you to Bhagavan for giving us this opportunity to relate more stories of his glory. Today's topic is, I must have a telephone. I witnessed an incident in Prashanti Nilayam one year when I was there with my husband. I was in the general post office. This is the ashram post office, which is opposite the Lakshmi shrine in the ashram. In those days, they had telephone booths, 2 or 3 phone booths outside for STD calls and long distance calls. But the sign outside the post office said that you can make calls in the post office. This was somewhat misleading because the call boxes were outside the post office. So I was in the queue one day hoping to buy some stamps, and the postmaster there was a very tiny Indian man, very, very old, and he had very, very large glasses on. They were almost like mirrors. They had such big lenses in them. And he took his time. If you bought a sheet of stamps, he would tear off each stamp one by one and count them into your hand. 1 Sairam, 2 Sairam, 3 Sairam. This took time if you were buying 20 stamps, I can tell you. So going to the post office was a real exercise in patience, as are many of the experiences that we have in Prashanti Nilayam. One day I was in the line hoping to buy a few stamps. There was a German gentleman ahead of me. He was becoming very red in the face, very anxious and impatient because the queue was quite long. He was saying, I must have a telephone. I must make a very, very important call to Germany. He was saying this in English. And the postmaster would look up occasionally and then put his head back down as he attended to whoever was in front of him. This made the German man even more and more angry, and I could see he was literally shaking with anger. His neck had turned bright red, and I knew that this man was boiling over. Finally, he reached the counter and he slammed his fist on the counter and said to the little postmaster, I must have a telephone. I must have a telephone. And so the little man, completely unperturbed, walked away and disappeared. He didn't come back for some time, and this really was sending this man into a lather of fury. He was muttering in German. Finally, the little postmaster came to the window with a large wooden box. He lifted off the lid, and there inside was a telephone, the old kind with a finger dial and a heavy receiver. The German man picked up the phone and started shouting, I must make a call. I must place a long-distance call. The line was dead. The man looked down and realized that the phone was not connected. He said to the postmaster, what is this? You have given me a telephone, but it is not connected. The little postmaster, completely unperturbed, replied, Sir, you asked for a telephone. You did not request that it be connected. I can tell you that the man stormed out, and I came to the counter, got my stamps, and sure enough, he peeled them off one by one. 1 Sairam, 2 Sairam, 3 Sairam. I never forgot this incident. And when I told Mata Betty, she said, Lynn, did you know that Swami, in my first interview, materialized for me his business card with his phone number on it? I said, Ma, I want to see it. And she did show me. In fact, he said, here is my business card. And Swami did used to have a telephone in Whitefield, and in Party, you could actually call him up years ago. In fact, he spoke about this, and he said, if you call me on the phone, I will not be available for all those who do not have the sincere and steady yearning for the Lord. For those who say, no, you are not my Lord, I will also say no. To those who say yes, I will echo yes. But if I am available in your heart, I am also available over the inner phone. But remember, I have my own special postal and telephone systems. They operate from the heart, straight to the heart, straight to my heart. There are rules for the operation of this system, which the sastras declare. Now, that would send us on a wild goose chase to find out what are the sastras, but I have saved us all the effort. Sastra simply means to lay down limits, and it also means interest in the art of living. What is the art of living? That is living the human values, which are already in our heart. And Swami always said, live a good life that you may have a good death. Now, I met a wonderful lady in the ashram. She was the service coordinator for Australia for many, many years. And she said to me, Lynn, Swami's phone number is 999. You can dial that in your heart, and I know Swami will pick up the receiver at his end. Of course, Swami doesn't have to go anywhere because the telephone is inside our spiritual heart. One lady recounted a story to me that she was in an interview with Swami once, and she said, Swami, I would love to hear what messages you are getting in your head, prayers from devotees. Swami said, come closer, put your ear against my ear. And the lady did so. She couldn't believe what she heard. It was like thousands of voices saying, oh God, help me. Oh Jesus, oh Lord, oh my God, oh help me, Swami, help me, God, help me. She said she couldn't bear it. She pulled her ear away, and Swami said, see, I can take many calls at any moment. I hope you have enjoyed this short story of Swami and the inner telephone. The inner telephone is in your spiritual heart. As Swami says, call me by any name, I will answer. Om Shri Sai Ram from New Zealand and Malaysia.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Samasta loka sukino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukino bhavantu. Samasta loka sukino bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.